Let's take a look at the old and new timetables. In the old timetable, the documents verification process had to take place on the 5th of June, while in the new one it is happening on the 2nd of June. The first round of counselling was scheduled to take place on the 23rd of June, but now it will happen on the 17th. The seat distribution process will take place on the 24th of June as opposed to the earlier date of July 7th. And as regards college admission procedure and process completion, the revised dates are June 30th and July 19th as opposed to the earlier dates of July 14th and July 30th respectively.
Last minute rush ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಗೋದಾದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದೇಶ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮೊದಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಬ್ರೋಷರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೊರತು ತೊಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 27th ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ದಿ CET ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ 27th. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರಿವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಫೋಟೋ ಕಾಪೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದ ನಂತರ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ರಿವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಗಾಗಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್.
The CET results would be declared online on May 27th, following which CET counselling will take place. Amrita Patil, News9, Bengaluru.
Well, you have seen many policemen guarding many places, but have you seen policemen taking up exams? Sounds strange. We'll watch this report.
The Bijapur District Police took up an exam at the Darbar High School yesterday. The exams took place under the supervision of IGP Bhaskar Rao and SP Ram Nivas Sapete. The purpose of the exam was to strengthen police personnel in dealing with issues related to the public. Here's a catch. Policemen who got less than 50% had to clean the lawn at the Belgaum office, while those who got more would be rewarded suitably.
ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಠಾಣೆ ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಫ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಮತ್ತು ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ದು ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ತಯಾರಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಾನೂನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
This is the first time that such an examination was organized. As many as 400 police personnel took up the exams. It included PSIs, ASIs and constables. The question paper included objective questions worth 100 marks and essay-type questions worth 50 marks. Questions were based on IPC sections, KP Acts, CRPC and IMV Acts.
IGP ಬೆಲ್ಗಾಂ ಸಾಹೇಬರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಸಬ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ 400 ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದರ್ಬಾರ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 10 ರೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು 1.5 hour ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್, IPC, CRPC, IMV ಕೇಸಸ್ ಮತ್ತು IMV ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು KP ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ದಿಂದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ SCPCಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇರಬೇಕು.
This was indeed a unique exercise in the police department, enabling them to face serious issues with confidence. Such exams will certainly boost their confidence and help them to relate better with the public. Ashok Yadali, News9, Bijapur.
Well, there were scenes of ruckus in Karwar as locals staged a protest claiming that the Navy had taken over their land illegally. They claimed that they were not compensated properly and that they haven't got jobs as promised. As you can see, hundreds have come together for that protest. These locals are accusing the Navy of illegally taking over their land and stating that they have not been compensated for the same as they were promised. They were also promised jobs and they claim that the same was not given to them either. My colleague Harish joins us over the phone line with more information. Harish, what more do we know about this case?
Well, remember, a lot of land, acres and hundreds of acres of land was taken from many farmers, hundreds of farmers, when the naval base was to be set up in Karwar. And one of the promise, at least these protesters claim, was the Navy promised them that they will be given alternate land and given compensation suitably, and each member, or at least one member from each family, will be given employment at the naval base. And roughly it has been 20 years since the project started, and now it has almost completed the entire process in different phases. There are a few phases where construction is yet to happen, but majority of the construction has got over. The naval base is operational, but these villagers are claiming that the promise of alternate land and employment hasn't been given to these families that have been displaced by this naval base. Also, their claim is that now the naval base has went on to employ contractors to get different workers for different kind of works, and the job that was assured for one member in each family hasn't been met by the naval base. That's the allegation, and that's the reason you see huge number of protesters who have gathered in front of the naval base to protest, Akshita.
Right, Harish, any reaction coming in from the Navy authorities there? Have they gone ahead and provided any sort of clarity?
Well, considering the fact that it's an issue related to the naval base and the armed forces, now we will have to wait for reaction coming in from Delhi. It is very unlikely that anyone in the naval base would be coming out and reacting. It's also because of the fact that this issue is largely more of an administrative issue and the policy issue. So somewhere the Union Defence Ministry will also have to come forward and give clarifications to all these protesters, Akshita.
Right, Harish, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. As you can see, there are hundreds of people coming together to protest and all of them stating that they were not compensated for the land that was taken from them, that they were promised jobs and the same was not given. And of course, we'll have to wait and watch to see if any sort of compensation is meted out to them, if there's any truth also with regards to what they have to say. Well, water woes during summer is nothing new for Bengalurians. The monsoons bring in a good amount of rains and water that could be conserved. Here's a team from the city who have come up with an innovative technique to conserve rainwater.
Bengaluru is already facing an acute shortage of water. Several areas depend on water tankers and other alternate sources to meet their water needs, especially during summer. Though there have been efforts to harvest rainwater, the implementation has been poor. Now, two enthusiastic people from Bengaluru have come forward to change this and create awareness about the need to conserve rainwater. They are now extensively educating people on methods of rainwater harvesting. They have even come up with a unique technique that has been recognized by the central government. Pipes are set up on the terrace through which rainwater is allowed to flow into a purification cell where the water gets separated from the dirt. While all the unwanted particles are collected, the purified water can flow into the sump and the remaining water can be directed into the borewell as well. This will lead to a rise in the groundwater level. This technique has already been implemented in several homes in the city and across the state as well. This technique is being propagated in the city with a demonstration.
As you are aware that if you take the last 50 years average rainfall, we get about 40 inches, means 1000 mm of rainfall. And if you take a small house of 1200 square feet, for just a small 25 mm of rainfall, we get about 2400 liters of the precious water, which goes waste. And if we can interconnect all the downtake pipes which are coming from our rooftop and put a small filter, which is self-cleaning and a maintenance-free filter, and connect it to your sump, you get about 2400 liters of precious clean water. Yearly, if you take your annual requirement of about rainwater, 40 to 50% of your annual requirement can be met by rainwater alone.
This technique of rainwater harvesting has received great impetus. The government of Assam has decided to implement this technology in over 3,000 schools in the state. Farmers are also being educated about this technique so that they can save water which could be used during a drought or a poor monsoon. Using this method, people can be assured of pure water and also help in increasing the level of groundwater. What's more, this method is cost effective as well.
Yeah, that is a very important factor, especially as far as farmer is concerned. They are totally depending upon the bore wells for the drinking purpose, maybe irrigation purpose, and multiple purposes. But unfortunately, you must have seen one after one people are drilling bore well, but the apathy is finally no water. The water stored in the storage well, that is injection well, creates a water column and it injects the water. So this enormous water goes to the existing bore well through a earth filtration media, and even recently we won an International Earth Care Award for this technology. Central for Environment Education people have visited, they have studied the technology, they have studied the result, impact, everything.
The government has already made it compulsory for apartments to harvest rainwater. However, this has not been practiced promptly. Using this simple and cost-effective technique, every person can play his role in increasing the groundwater table. Maltesh for News 9, Bengaluru.
Moving on, after making a breathtaking appearance on the Cannes 2014 red carpet on Tuesday, Bollywood star Aishwarya Rai Bachchan turned heads again at the Surge premiere, this time in a Roberta Cavalli fishtail gown. Proving that she's undeniably the most glamorous woman at the festival, the 40-year-old posed for photos like the pro that she is and flaunted a gorgeous figure in the white beaded number, which featured a plunging neckline, shimmery tassels as well as a diamond pattern. Well, we saw Aishwarya stun everyone with her first look in Cannes, and everyone was waiting with bated breath for her second appearance on the red carpet as well. They were wondering if she would be able to live up to her first appearance, and she more than did. This dress was hailed by critics, and she silenced all those who have criticized her look in the past. And well, an amateur video captured a school bus on fire rolling dangerously close to a fire truck. The bus caught fire and rolled dangerously close to a fire tender standing right nearby. The incident took place at Maplewood in US. No children were on the bus and no injuries were reported. The vehicle reportedly started smoking and then burst into flames near Interstate 94, a busy east-west highway. The driver was able to pull over and exit the bus before the vehicle was engulfed in flames. The bus was en route to a local elementary school. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Well, as shocking as it may seem, nobody was injured in this particular incident. In fact, the firemen present there themselves would have had their hearts in their mouth for quite some time there when the school bus was coming dangerously close to the fire truck. However, nobody was injured, and we understand that the fire was put out finally.